Greetings, YouTube. Yesterday, President Obama gave a speech where he outlined the fact that he is not going to back down on closing Gitmo prison in January of 2010. Also yesterday, former Vice President Dick Cheney, otherwise known as the war criminal, gave a speech where he said that the policies of the Bush administration, basically his policies, because Bush doesn't have two brain cells to rub together, were justified in using enhanced interrogation techniques to get intelligence out of detainees and terrorists. The problem is, of course, is that the detainees are not terrorists. They're suspected terrorists. And the enhanced interrogation techniques is a euphemism that we need to stop using. That not only do we as a people need to stop using, the media needs to stop using it. And we need to demand that the Republican Party stop using it. We need to call these things that were done what they were. Torture. Plain, simple, one word. Torture. Ordered by the highest members of the Republican Party, justified by their lawyers, and then acted out by people in the military and in the CIA and the contractors working for both the military and the CIA. And all of these people, from the top down, need to be arrested, charged, tried, and if found guilty, thrown in jail, preferably for the rest of their miserable lives. They are torturers. Bush, Dick Cheney, ordered the torture of human beings for no purpose. The torture techniques that were used were for the most part taken from the communists. And they were never designed to elicit intelligence from their victims. They were designed to get false confessions so that they can then use the false confessions as propaganda against the West. So now the West has absorbed these techniques designed to make the victim of the torture lie. You give me enough time and I can make anyone confess to anything. Anyone can be broken over time. And some of these poor torture victims were tortured for years. I could have gotten them to confess to shooting Abraham Lincoln if I wanted to. And Dick Cheney is nothing but a gutless chickenhawk who didn't take his opportunity to serve his country, but is more than willing to order our military and our CIA and their contractors to torture human beings. At the end of World War II, the Allies arrested, charged, tried, and found guilty officers who had waterboarded Allied troops. We then executed them. If it was torture in 1945, it's torture in 2009. And I'm tired of the Republican Party dictating this whole concept as a debate. And the Democrats are just playing along. Stop it. Don't play along. Call them on what they're saying. Drive home the point to the American people that if you support the Republican Party, you are supporting a party that justified, that endorsed, that wanted to torture people for no purpose other than the fact that they could. Like little twisted children burning ants with a magnifying glass. They acted in a cruel and vicious manner because they had the ability to do so. And some of those suspected terrorists, you know how they got where they are? Because some warlord in Afghanistan pointed to someone on the street and said, "Hey, that guy over there, he's a terrorist." And he was nabbed off his street, kidnapped, flown halfway across the planet, thrown into a cell, and left there to rot. They spend as much as 160-something hours a week in a cell. They very rarely get out, and when they do get out, they get to be tortured. Waterboarded, put in confinement, little tiny boxes where they can't move, stress positions, sleep deprivation, temperature range going high and low, torture. I'm sick of Dick Cheney, and every time he opens his mouth, he just digs the hole for the Republican Party even deeper. I pray that the American people will wake up someday and realize that the Republican Party has been abducted, and in its place is nothing but a bunch of torturers and bigots. The idea of terrorism is to modify someone's behavior through fear, to get them to change their lives through terror. By that definition, the largest terrorist organization in the world today is the Republican Party.